Stay down, I'm gonna tase you!
A wild scramble under a semi-trailer to capture a violent fugitive.
He has hurt women, he's hurt children.
Hear the powerful plea in court to keep this suspect locked up. A young man gunned down while getting some pizza.
No one deserves to lose their life for no reason at all.
His mother shares her grief and what she's learned from investigators. A robbery in the works, but deputies were one step ahead.
Coming from down the street, we're going down the street.
It's to the top of your head, do it now.
It's guns, masks, and flimsy excuses tonight in the Spotlight.
I think you got some felony warrants, man.
Stay down, I'm gonna tase you! I will tase... Melvin, you're gonna get tased!
This body cam video shows the arrest of Milton Scott, the serial domestic violence offender. Tried to run from Tacoma police and ended up getting tased. He was wanted in King County after Kent police say he broke into his ex's home by removing her air conditioner, then assaulting her and her young daughter when the girl tried to run for help. Well, good evening and welcome to the Spotlight, and thank you for joining us. I'm David Rose. Scott was transferred to the King County Jail. He pleaded not guilty to burglary in the first-degree domestic violence and assault. His attorney tried to get him released, and that's when the woman he's accused of attacking stepped up.
He has hurt women, he's hurt children, he's hurt men, he's fought police officers. He should not be released.
An emotional plea from the woman Milton Scott is charged with assaulting.
He should not have been on the street. I only found out about his history because Department of Corrections came to my house because they told me he's a high-violent, repeat domestic violence offender, and I made him leave my house. I wouldn't let him back until he came back and broke into my home.
Ever since that night in July, she spent months living in fear for her safety and the safety of her daughters. After Scott failed to show up in court, a warrant was issued for his arrest, and we aired a fugitive alert. Well, Kent police need your help to find this serial domestic violence offender now wanted for injuring a young girl and her mom. Scott's criminal history includes 5 previous convictions for domestic violence assault involving different women, 3 of whom he threatened to kill.
The news is here because they got the court documents. David Rose from Q13, he got the documents. He's the one that showed me that he strangled multiple women before. He burglarized my home.
Finally, on September 23rd, Tacoma police responded to a call about trespassers on a property.
Okay, I got you, but the owner of the property has a trespass order on the property.
Scott claimed he didn't know they were trespassing, even though he's sitting right underneath the no trespassing sign.
I don't know if I should trying to stop and have some lunch, and I was going to donate some plasma. That's what
I get you.
We had seen people sitting over here the other day, just having lunch. So.
No, we're not supposed to. It's like so as long as there's no major issues, give me one real quick. I got a form to fill out just to tell you, hey, you don't come back.
Yes,
so I'll be right back, okay? Only King County.
After the officer discovered Scott was wanted, the chase was on.
I think you got some felony warrants, man.
Stay down, I'm gonna tase you. I will tase. Melvin, you're gonna get tased.
You're gonna get tased, dude. I'm gonna tase you. Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
EMTs checked him out. The taser had hit him in the back, but he was medically cleared.
You got tased.
Yeah.
How come you ran?
Long jail.
Still in court, his attorney asked Judge Josephine Wiggs to set him free.
And with regard to release, we're asking the court to release Mr. Scott on his own personal recognizance. We do not have any objection to EHD supervision.
The prosecutor strongly objected, and the woman he's accused of attacking made a final plea.
I beg him not to release him.
It worked.
I am going to deny the motion for PR. Bail will be maintained in the amount of $200,000.
Well, despite an objection from the prosecution, the judge did grant the defense's request to allow Scott to put up $20,000 cash and be released. He is still locked up tonight. He's indigent, so it's unlikely, but if somebody like the Northwest Bail Project does put up the money, he will be required to stay at his godfather's house on electronic home detention. Chaos during a fight outside a bar in Lynnwood caught on camera, and now police need your help to identify a couple after one pointed a gun at people and the other fired shots into the air. Take a look at this surveillance video from the early morning hours of October 11th outside Just Chill Pub and Grill. It shows a guy in an AC/DC t-shirt push someone. He backs up and puts his hands up and then starts clapping. Behind him, a blonde-haired woman in a black dress with tattoos on each thigh walks up. She starts pointing a handgun at people, changing her aim several times as she advances. She's yelling about something. There's a bunch of pushing and shoving you can see at the bottom of your screen. As she continues to point the gun, a driver is trying to back out and has to wait for her to move from behind his car. She moves around behind the vehicle and waves the gun as she walks closer to the camera. Then you see the suspect in the AC/DC t-shirt take it off. She's talking to him as she hands him the gun and then backs up. He points the gun up in the air and fires it at least 4 times. The guy in the gray sweatshirt doesn't even react to the gunfire as the suspect continues to walk away. Nobody was shot, but Lynnwood police want to know their names. Here's a closer look at each suspect. Notice he has long dreads and she has a significant grow-out. If you know who they are, Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound will pay you a cash reward of up to $1,000, and you will remain anonymous. Text the information through the P3 Tips app that you can download to your cell phone for free, or call the hotline, 1-800-222-TIPS. Arlington police are hoping you can help track down a suspect in a burglary that terrified a family. Take a look. This is Luke James. He has a large tattoo of a raven on the side of his head. He is still on the run more than 3 years after a break-in at the Chelsea Village Apartments. Surveillance video shows him creeping into a home through a sliding glass door. Inside, a woman and her 2 young children and their grandmother were all asleep. Police say James stole $2,000 worth of belongings, including a loaded gun. We spoke with the mother days after the burglary, and she was too fearful to show her face on camera.
He was within 2 to 3 inches. I mean, he was pretty much standing over the top of me. He could have been staring at me. He could have shot me with my own gun. He could have killed my whole family.
Police warn James should be considered armed and dangerous. It's possible he left the state, but that doesn't matter. Arlington PD will go and get him no matter where he is. If you spot him, call 911. You can also submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Detectives in Mason County are trying to piece together the months that led up to the murder of Mallory Barber. The 27-year-old's body was found back in mid-September in the woods near State Route 3 and Pickering Road. It's roughly 120 miles away from her home in Bothell. Her remains had been there for an extended period of time. She was last seen alive leaving her home on June 24th. We spoke with a friend who wants justice for Mallory.
Nobody wants to know that their friend was found in the way that she was. They can find some clues out there and bring this person in and put them away for a long time, because the way she suffered was not right. It shouldn't have happened to anybody.
Detectives want to talk to anyone who may have had contact with Mallory Barber between March and June of this year. If you have any information that might help the investigation, please contact the Mason County Sheriff's Office. A grieving mother is seeking justice following the murder of her son. 26-year-old Robert Fleeks Jr. was shot at the intersection of 10th and Pike in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. The Spotlight Shira Matsuzawa spoke with Robert's mother as she mourns her firstborn son.
Standing near the intersection where Michelle Reese lost her son, Robert Fleeks Jr., she says she can still feel his presence.
Last week I came up here and I prayed.
On September 17th, Seattle police say Robert was shot and killed in the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Michelle says her son was in the area getting pizza when that happened.
I'm emotional, I'm upset, also grateful to God, but at the same time, I'm definitely grieving and hurt.
She told Fox 13 there are 4 people suspected of being involved in her son's murder, but more than a month later, and she says there are still no arrests.
It's very, very unsettling and it doesn't make me feel safe. It doesn't make my family feel safe.
As she waits for answers, she remembers the happier times and moments like this.
He had a smile that would, like, really light up a room.
And the moments to come as Robert was expecting a child. It will be a moment he sadly will miss.
He's full of love, very much a leader.
Until then, all Michelle wants is justice for her son.
My son is a human. He is a person. He belongs to a whole bunch of family. He is connected. No one deserves to lose their life for no reason at all.
For the Spotlight, I'm Shira Matsuzawa.
Anyone with information about this is asked to contact the Seattle Police Department's Violent Crimes Tip Line. That number is on your screen, 206-233-5000. A dog stolen in Kent, and police are hoping you can help track down the thieves. This is Teddy, a Chihuahua mix. His owner, Diana Rendon, says he was last seen playing in her yard on October 12th. Her security camera captured 2 possible suspects. They were seen right outside her fence line where Teddy normally plays. Diana says after they left the area, she never saw Teddy again. They reached through the fence and took Teddy out of the yard. Police are asking you to look closely at these photos of the suspects. If you recognize either of them, or if you've seen Teddy, please contact the Kent Police Department. Next in the Spotlight, a $30,000 watch gone in a flash. Surveillance video shows how a trio of thieves coordinated this jewelry store robbery in Bellevue. An accomplice to a jewelry store robbery in Bellevue has been identified and arrested thanks to Crime Stoppers tips from you. King County prosecutors have charged Roberta Olson with robbery in the 2nd degree and theft in the 1st degree. As you're about to see, she's one of 3 suspects accused of stealing a $30,000 watch in a crime caught on camera. Surveillance video from Porcello Jewelers on November 12th shows a 16-year-old suspect stroll up to the door and press the buzzer to be let in. We're blurring his face because he's a juvenile. He told store employees he was looking for his first nice watch. He tried one on, worth 30 grand, before handing it back to the clerk. Meanwhile, the camera outside shows a woman in pink Crocs walk up to the door on her cell phone. A black Dodge Charger pulls up behind her in the parking lot. Employees buzzed the door open, but she didn't enter. Instead, she stood there with the door open. Inside, the teen looks over at her, then quickly snatches the watch out of the box and takes off running for the Dodge Charger. Employees raced after them. One tries to grab him. Another tries to get to the driver whose door is open. The suspects slam the doors, injuring one employee's hand. Another employee stands in front of the Charger, but has to jump out of the way to avoid getting hit. As Bellevue Police Detective Jeff Christensen investigated the case, he identified the driver as Patrick Masonette. He's the same suspect who flipped off our camera in court after he was arrested and charged with burglarizing McLemore's house. Detectives say he was wearing a court-ordered electronic ankle bracelet at the time of the Porcello robbery, which placed him at the scene. They also arrested the teen at the interagency school in Seattle. Police found a stolen Glock pistol in his backpack that had been modified to shoot fully automatic. Their accomplice, though, remained unidentified. So Detective Christensen sent me photos of her, and I asked for your help on the news and on the Spotlight. But tonight, Bellevue police are hoping you can identify this woman, a suspected accomplice in a jewelry store robbery. Tips to Crime Stoppers quickly identified her as 32-year-old Roberta Olson from Kent, whose criminal history includes 3 felony convictions and more than 20 bench warrants for her arrest. The charging documents also detailed her cell phone history that showed she was on the phone with Masonette during the robbery. Detective Christensen also located recordings of her talking with a prison inmate. She knew she was wanted, even played my story over the phone for him. Police have already arrested the teen suspect and the getaway driver, but they're still trying to identify this woman. Court documents detailed their conversation with her telling him, "I barely slept. My phone has not stopped effing ringing since the 9 o'clock news." She goes on to say, "I'm getting on a flight tonight, 'cause it's bad." Then adds, like it's not cool, like I'm somebody's about to roll over, like it's clear that it is what it is, and I have too many haters. Somebody is about to roll over. Well, she's right. She didn't leave town, but police say she did try to hide. Tips continue to pour into Crime Stoppers, including one that helped Bellevue police locate and arrest her on September 23rd. Berta, as she's known to her friends, was booked into the King County Jail on $100,000 bail. She pleaded not guilty to robbery in the second degree and theft in the first degree, then promptly posted her bail and was set free. Meanwhile, Patrick Masonette has been charged with a long list of crimes. He's being held on $2.5 million bail. The 16-year-old suspect pled guilty to 2 counts of attempted robbery second degree and unlawful possession of a machine gun. He was sentenced to just 30 days of detention with credit given for 140 days already served, plus 12 months of community supervision. He was also ordered to pay $26,000 in restitution to the jewelry store, which could be amended if the other 2 suspects are convicted. He also must remain on supervision by the court until April 29th of next year in order to, and I quote, support respondents' ability and learn new behaviors and create accountability.
Keep your hands out of your pocket for me, all right? All right, put your bag down. Right. Go ahead and face away from me, all right? Put your hands behind your back.
Body cam video from the King County Sheriff's Office shows deputies arresting a robbery suspect that you helped identify. Max Vargason was taken into custody on October 9th. Deputies received a tip of a possible sighting at the Fairwood Safeway on 140th Avenue Southeast. They found him waiting to get on a bus not far from the site of the robbery he's accused of committing at a nearby bank. The Sheriff's Office blurred his face in the video, but I obtained these photos of his arrest from the court documents clearly showing him. A few days before his arrest, we showed you photos of him inside Chase Bank in Fairwood wearing a gray sweatshirt. Detectives say a woman in her 70s was standing in line at the teller waiting to get 20s for $300 she took out of the ATM when Vargason snatched the money out of her hand. She tried to stop him, but he got away with $130 and a torn $20 bill. Deputies say they got viewer tips identifying him and then started searching. It helped that he was wearing gray sweats again when they spotted him. Vargason was booked into the King County Jail for robbery in the second degree. However, prosecutors charged him with theft in the first degree. Vargason has denied that it was him in the bank, and in court he pleaded not guilty. His defense attorney asked Judge David Keenan not to allow our camera to show Vargason's face in court, arguing there's an identity issue.
Police then arrested Mr. Vargason. He made no statements indicating that it was him, no statements against interest. Here there's a significant identification issue based on the photos, based on what defense has been provided.
Judge Keenan agreed and ordered us only to get video of Vargason from the neck down in court. Prosecutors requested a $50,000 bail, citing his criminal history of 3 counts of theft, hit and run, obstructing police, and violating a no-contact order and assault 4. But Judge Keenan denied that request and maintained Vargason's bail at $15,000. He is still locked up tonight. Straight ahead, masked men armed and lurking in the shadows. See how King County Sheriff's deputies foiled a robbery plot right before it unfolded. A King County Sheriff's deputies' training and instinct may have stopped an armed robbery. Take a look at what happened at 11:30 at night on October 2nd and judge for yourself. Surveillance video from behind the Shell gas station on 15th Avenue North shows 2 men acting suspiciously enough that a King County Sheriff's deputy assigned to Shoreline started watching them.
2 males dressed in all black, face masks on. Just waited for a car to leave, and then they just jumped a fence to go behind the gas station, so kind of see if we got a robbery getting ready to go on or not.
The video appeared to show them waiting for the coast to clear.
So they're peeking around the southwest corner, still with face mask on, in between the gas station and the fire department.
They took off when they spotted an incoming patrol car. The deputy moved in to contact them as they walked away from the store and saw they'd removed their masks.
Hey guys, how's it going? Can you take your hands out of your pockets? Yes, yes. So, what's going on tonight?
Man, let's chill. What's up?
Let's chill. Okay. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you guys coming from?
Down the street.
Coming from down the street? Yeah. Or going down the street?
Yeah. It's on top of your head. Do it now.
The sheriff's office blurred their faces in this video. They were identified, though, as Dylan Munsell and Xavier Glenn, both 20 years old.
I'm behind the gas station. Bruh, what does that look like? It's like you're about to rob.
All right, well, that makes sense, yeah.
Okay, so that's why we're doing this.
Damn.
What's up with the masks?
We like wearing them. I mean,
they denied they were criminals, but the cuffs went on when deputies discovered firearms stashed behind the Shell station.
We've located a gun over here. There's a Glock handgun on the backside of the gas station. They got 2 firearms on the backside of the gas station.
Deputies arrested them for attempted robbery in the first degree and unlawful possession of a firearm in the first degree. In court, both suspects pleaded not guilty. Dylan Munsell had no criminal history, so prosecutors asked for a $75,000 bail. Xavier Glenn has been convicted in Snohomish County for robbery in the first degree, so prosecutors requested a $150,000 bail. However, Judge Brian McDonald released both of them on their own personal recognizance. Well, two men are accused of selling dangerous weapons from a downtown Seattle store. Take a look at the items seized from the International Cigar and Tobacco Store on 3rd Avenue between Pike and Pine, not far from Westlake Station. 75 Springblade knives, 31 butterfly knives, and 3 metal knuckles. The Sound Transit Bicycle Emphasis and Enforcement Squad, called the Bees Team, confiscated the items during the investigation last summer. They noticed a significant number of arrests of suspects armed with switchblades and other similar weapons. So they tracked those weapons to the store and arrested Masood Chaudhary and Umed Ali Lagari. Both are charged with dangerous weapons violations. In a video the sheriff's office posted on YouTube, they say the Bees aren't just a visible presence downtown.
There's a number of operations that take place within the transit system in higher crime areas, and the bike units provide that support to build cases to hold people accountable.
The two men arrested in the sting appeared in court Thursday for a pretrial hearing. I'm just telling you about it now because it took a while for charges to be filed. They were finally arrested just this past October. Well, that does it for us tonight on The Spotlight. Until next time, I'm David Rose. Please stay safe.